On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Implausible.
Difficult to believe or accept as true, not credible or convincing, unlikely or improbable.
Examples:
Implausible theory. Implausible excuse. The detective found the suspect's story implausible and decided to investigate further.
Trinity.
The union of three people, especially the Christian doctrine of the three persons in one Godhead, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Examples:
Trinity doctrine. The Blessed Trinity. The Christian doctrine of the Holy Trinity states that there is one God in three persons.
Stan.
A passionate and obsessive fan of a particular celebrity, musician, or athlete, often to the point of being irrational or extreme.
Examples:
The stan of the artist. Drama stan. I'm a huge Marvel stan, and I've seen every movie in the franchise.
Subtraction.
The process or action of removing one number from another, the mathematical operation of finding the difference between two numbers or quantities.
Examples:
Subtraction equation. Double-digit subtraction. The subtraction of expenses from revenue resulted in a net profit for the company.
Reinvent.
To change something so drastically that it looks to be completely new.
Examples:
Reinvent local dishes. Reinvent our life. They have tried to reinvent their grocery stores.
Genesis.
The origin or beginning of something. The first book of the biblical scriptures of both Judaism and Christianity, describing the creation of the earth and humankind.
Examples:
The genesis of civilization. In the book of Genesis. The politician's remarks became the genesis of the clash between the two countries.
Qubit.
A unit of information used in quantum computing, equivalent to a single binary digit, or bit, of classical computing, which can exist in multiple possible states simultaneously, offering greater information processing potential than classical bits.
Examples:
Quantum qubit. Qubit storage. Technology development for controlling qubits is a major research goal in quantum computing.
Exhaustive.
Comprehensive and thorough, totally complete, leaving no stone unturned.
Examples:
Exhaustive study. Exhaustive review. The team conducted an exhaustive search for the missing hiker, but unfortunately, she was never found.
Creditor.
A person, company, etc., to whom a debtor owes money.
Examples:
The creditor's claims. Bankrupt creditor. I asked the lawyer to initiate creditor negotiations for voluntary liquidation.
Louse.
A small, wingless insect that lives on the bodies of mammals and birds, often considered a parasite, a contemptible or despicable person.
Examples:
Pubic louse, louse egg. The child was sent home from school because of a lice infestation caused by one louse.
Logician.
A person who studies or is skilled at logic.
Examples:
A logician skilled in dialectic. Modern logicians. Formal logicians are not concerned with existential matters.
Freeman.
A person who is not a serf or enslaved person and has the right to hold property and vote.
Examples:
Freeman rights. Freeman status. In the colonial period, only freeman was allowed to vote.
Nerd.
A person who is very interested in and knowledgeable about a particular subject, such as computers, mathematics, chess, etc.
Examples:
A computer nerd. Nerd neck. He was, by nature, a cyber nerd.
Physicist.
A scientist who specializes in the field of physics.
Examples:
Talented physicist. Theoretical physicist. Einstein was an outstanding and famous physicist of the 20th century.
Solder.
A metal alloy, usually in a wire or paste form, used to join or fuse together metal surfaces, typically at lower temperatures than required for welding.
Examples:
Solder joint. Lead-free solder. The technician recommended a specific solder alloy for the job, considering the materials being joined.
Transistor.
A semiconductor device that can be used to amplify or switch electronic signals and power, which is an essential component in modern electronics.
Examples:
Transistor radio. Transistor circuit. The invention of the transistor revolutionized the field of electronics.
Sloppy.
Characterized by a lack of order or neatness, careless, disorganized, or careless in appearance or performance.
Examples:
Sloppy writing. Sloppy appearance. She looked sloppy in her wrinkled shirt and mismatched socks.
Microprocessor.
A computer component containing all the functions of the central processing unit.
Examples:
Microprocessor chip. Dedicated microprocessor. As a result of improvements in microprocessor performance, many consumer electronics products are now internet connected.
Cathode.
A negatively charged electrode that is the source of electrons in an electrical device, such as a battery or a vacuum tube.
Examples:
Cathode electrode in a battery. Cathode ray tube. The cathode in a fluorescent light bulb emits electrons when electricity excites gas atoms to produce light.
Archetype.
A very typical example of a certain person or thing, a recurrent symbol or motif in literature, art, or mythology that represents a universal pattern of human nature.
Examples:
Archetype symbol. Feminine archetype. The hero's journey is a common archetype in many myths and stories.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Bitmap.
A type of digital image or graphic representation in which each pixel is individually defined and mapped out in a grid pattern.
Examples:
Bitmap file. Bitmap image. The graphic designer converted the logo into a bitmap format for better resolution and clarity.
Unreliable.
Not able to be trusted or depended on.
Examples:
Prove unreliable. Unreliable source of information. By incorrect assumption, statistics can be notoriously unreliable.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
A writ of summons. Issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Logbook.
A book or record that is used to keep track of important information, particularly related to the operation or maintenance of a vehicle, vessel, or other equipment or system.
Examples:
Logbook record. Driving logbook. The captain filled out the logbook to document the ship's voyage.
Disgust.
A strong feeling of dislike or disapproval.
Examples:
Public disgust. Show disgust at his actions. He was filled with disgust and fear for the threat of war.
Maniac.
Behaving in an extremely wild or violent way. Noun, a person who is extremely enthusiastic about or devoted to a particular thing.
Examples:
Maniac about things. A homicidal maniac. He was a maniac for collecting stamps.
Acronym.
A word formed from the first letter of each word in a phrase, such as NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or AIDS, Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome.
Examples:
Acronym definition. Use an acronym. Radar is an acronym for radio detection and ranging.
Stubborn.
Refusing to change one's mind or behavior, despite persuasion or evidence to the contrary, unyielding, difficult to move or change.
Examples:
Stubborn attitude. Stubborn stains. He was so stubborn about his beliefs that he refused to listen to any other points of view.
Vibrate.
To move or cause anything to move fast and in small increments from side to side.
Examples:
Vibrate at a regular frequency. Vibrate with anger. During the flight, the wings of the plane vibrate.
Penciled.
Describing something that has been marked, outlined, or drawn with a pencil.
Examples:
Penciled eyebrows. Penciled sketch. The penciled notes in the margins of the textbook helped me understand the material better.
Hertz.
The unit of frequency, equal to 1 cycle per second, often used to describe the frequency of electromagnetic waves or electronic signals.
Examples:
Audio hertz. Terahertz radiation. The human ear can detect sounds with frequencies ranging from 20 to 20,000 hertz.
Weirdo.
A person who looks strange and behaves strangely.
Examples:
Treated as a weirdo. A total weirdo. The CEO was once a weirdo, wandering barefoot around the university.
Rapport.
A close and harmonious relationship in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate well.
Examples:
Rapport building. Be in rapport with him. The team leader worked hard to build a strong rapport with all team members.
Tungsten.
A hard, dense metallic element with the symbol W, from its German name Wolfram and atomic number 74, which has high melting and boiling points, often used in electrical wiring, light bulb filaments, and other high-stress applications.
Examples:
Tungsten carbide. Tungsten filament. Tungsten electrodes are used in welding applications due to their high melting point and conductivity.
Naturalism.
A philosophical belief that everything, including human behavior and cognition, can be explained solely by natural causes and laws.
Examples:
Naturalism in literature. Philosophical naturalism. The scientific method is often seen as an embodiment of naturalism, as it seeks to understand the natural world through observation and experimentation.
Numb.
Unable to feel physical sensation and movement, not showing human feeling or sensitivity.
Examples:
Numb with cold. A numb mind. My left arm became numb.
Genotype.
The genetic constitution of an individual organism, the inherited collection of genes that determine an organism's traits and characteristics.
Examples:
Genotype frequency. Heterozygous genotype. The baby's genotype is determined by the combination of genes inherited from its parents.
Phenotype.
The observable physical or biochemical characteristics of an individual organism that result from the interaction between its genetic makeup and the environment in which it lives.
Examples:
Phenotype variation. Dominant phenotype. Our genetic phenotype determines the color of our eyes.
Quitter.
A person who gives up easily or does not have the determination to finish what they have started.
Examples:
Easy quitter. Serial quitter. He was labeled as a quitter after he abandoned the project halfway.
Envision.
To imagine or expect what a situation will be like in the future.
Examples:
Envision the future. Envision the project's success. We cannot envision her as president.
Lifelike.
Resembling or appearing similar to something alive or real, often realistically or vividly, convincing or authentic in appearance or behavior.
Examples:
Lifelike painting. Lifelike animation. The artist created a lifelike sculpture of a famous politician for the town square.
Proteome.
The entire complement of proteins that can be expressed by a genome, cell, tissue, or organism, including all of its functional forms and modifications.
Examples:
Bacterial proteome. Proteome database. Scientists are studying the human proteome to understand better how proteins work in the body.
Synthesize.
To combine a substance to make a more complex product or compound.
Examples:
Synthesize molecules. Synthesize information. The spider has the ability to synthesize multiple different silk proteins.
Obituary.
A notice of someone's death, often appearing in a newspaper or online, a published account of someone's life and achievements after their death.
Examples:
Obituary notice. Obituary column. The man's obituary was published in the local newspaper.
Intellect.
The ability to think logically and comprehend information, especially at an advanced level.
Examples:
Enrich my intellect. Human intellect. Your intellect is capable of distinguishing among similar objects.